Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. So, season 5 of Diablo 4 is fast approaching, and I believe it's only about 24 hours away at this point, or maybe even a little bit less. And basically, what we have going on here is one of our older tools, which you may not know about, so let me refresh your memory, is our Aspect and a Unique Gambling tool. So, this is the Aspect Gambling tool, and it's been updated to support unique items. So first off, if you've never used this tool, you can basically just pick any class, like aspect. Like for instance, like say you want to get your hands on a metamorphosis aspect. Well, it'll tell you that the best person to gamble for these on is a barbarian or druid, and with the boot slot, because the boot slot has the least number of competing aspects, which basically gives you the highest possible chance of getting that aspect on this particular character. And this is a really, really awesome tool up on Diablo 4.life. It's in the tools gambling section. However, in Season 5, with the changes to the gambling system, we are going to be able to gamble all sorts of crazy stuff now. Now, class-specific items, you probably won't need this for, because, if you're trying to gamble a Hellhammer, of course it's going to be a Barbarian, and of course it's going to be, specifically like the two-handed weapons, right? But when you're gambling the non-class specific uniques, there actually are going to be best choices for these, including like which class it might necessarily be the best on. Like, say for instance, you were trying to gamble for the Shard of Verithiel, which is one of the new, hot swords. The least competing at uniques, like on basically these characters, is the Druid, the Necromancer, the Rogue, and the Sorcerer. So, for instance, you probably wouldn't want to gamble for the Shard of Verithiel on the Barbarian, because the Barbarian has the most number of swords basically on his character. So he's going to have the least likely possible chance of getting his hands on the Shard of Erethiel, due to the sheer number of other options he has available to him. Like, for instance, the Barbarian also has Romalati's Magnum Opus. You also have the Third Blade, which is one of the new swords, and so forth and so on. So, like, if you gamble on characters that have the least number of uniques, you have more chances of getting the unique that you're looking for. Like for instance, let's say you wanted to get your hands on the Banished Lord's Talisman. Well, the least number of unique amulets is actually the Druid and the Rogue. So in this particular case, your best chance of gambling a Banished Lord's Talisman is just to gamble on the Druid or the Rogue. This will help you in the future to just, because we've already done all the calculations for you, basically, run all the numbers, got everything in there so that you can just gamble to your heart's content. And you know exactly what characters to gamble them on so you can get the best odds. Now, obviously you might not always have the character, like the optimal character available to you to gamble these items, but that's okay. I mean, you can still gamble them on their regular characters, but it definitely is going to be a higher chance, like for instance, if you're gambling for Ethereal's Might, that it's going to happen on the Barbarian or the Sorcerer because of the lower number of unique armors on those particular characters versus the others. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward for season 5. I've got a bunch of theory crafts already up if you guys haven't seen them. I will be putting a video out later today. I'm going to be doing a live stream, and we're going to be theory crafting some more builds. And once I've theory crafted a decent number of builds, we're going to like put them all in a video and I'll kind of highlight them. Of course, none of these have been actually tested in season 5 yet. I have gone over some of this stuff during the PTR, but of course everything changed since the PTR, so that's kind of important to note. I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to highlight this new tool on Diablo 4.life. It's freaking amazing. So if you're planning on trying to gamble specific uniques early on, it's definitely going to help you get like your best odds, especially if you're doing multiple characters. And some of these builds that I've theory crafted are pretty darn beast so far, like the Earth Spike basic spam build. I'm really excited about this one. I think this one is going to be a winner. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be meta. I think this is a pit pusher. I'm not usually very confident in the builds that I create because I always have to get in there and I got to test them out. But I've already like played around with this one enough to see significant damage output, with subpar equipment and subpar stats, and like not even using the new uniques and the new aspects, and it already looks like it's going to be hitting like a Mack truck. So we shall see. I also did a full companion druid with landslide additional for the critical strikes, and that one looks pretty freaking beast too with the new aspects. So if you have been itching to try a companion landslide druid or a companion druid in general. I already have that build set up for you. You can just click on any of these links on my community page, and that'll bring you up. You can also find these on the Diablo 4.life community. So if you go to the community builds, boop, right there, boop. No, no, boop, boop, no, no, boop, there you go. You go to the community builds, you can find basically all my builds on here. I've got the Bone Spirit Blood Orb. We've got the Bone Spirits. I got two of them. Why are there two of them? I might need, oh, somebody copied mine. Lucky Owl 13931. Gotcha. We got Companion Landslide. That's the companion build. We got Pen Shot Rain of Arrows because Rain of Arrows is looking pretty sexy with the new Word of a Con. We've also got Earth Spike Basic Spam Charge Bolt build, which is looking pretty nice this season. I think it might actually be better than Chain Lightning. I'm kind of hopeful with this one. We also got the what was it? The Bone Spirit Blood Orb? Is that the one? Where is it? Flay Brawler. This one's really interesting. It revolves around the changes that they made to the Ring of the Ravenous, and it looks pretty powerful. I have no doubt that because it's the Flay build, and because I know like how to build the Flay builds, even with the nerfs that they did, it should still be very well performing. A very good performer. It's not going to be as good as it was last season, but with the addition of the new change that they made to the Ring of the Ravenous, could be kind of off the chain. We'll have to see. It basically uses the traditional Flay Barbarian, but also has a focus on brawling to activate the free run bleeds that you can now get massively from the Ring of the Ravenous. So we'll have to see how that works. And then I also have I guess that's pretty much all of them. The Bone Spirit Blood Orb is going to be fun. I do need to make my traditional cooldown reduction Bone Spirit Blood Orb, but one of the main changes that they made to the Blood Artisan Curios is they reduced the number of Blood Orbs required from 5 to 3, which is going to make the Blood Artisan Curios free Bone Spirits like absolutely ridiculous. So that's going to be something fun that we're going to play around with as well. Anyway, as always, I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on before Season 5 of Diablo 4. If you haven't jumped into Diablo 4 in a while, I gotta tell you, the game has completely and utterly changed. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of new stuff to learn. It's gonna be a blast because there's tons and tons of cool stuff. And of course, just 2 short months from now, we've got the Season 6. So we've got Diablo 2, I think, Resurrected somewhere in the middle. The season for Diablo 2 Resurrected is somewhere in the middle between the two. So we're going to have a blast of a couple months here because we're going to start this season. We're going to go right into Diablo 2 Resurrected. Then we're going to go right back into Diablo 4 Season 6, which is the new expansion with the Spiritborn class and all that other stuff. Also, be on the lookout for unique item videos. So I have been waiting because I knew that they were going to be changing all the uniques because they said that in the last campfire chat. And so I haven't been really like keeping up to date with the unique items thus far. And so coming in this season, I'm going to start making unique item videos again for all of the Diablo 4 uniques. So look forward to that. I'm going to try and get every single one up, which is going to take some effort. And I hope you guys appreciate it. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when I'm just giving you a quick update. And as always, keep watching.